much for joining me for this week's episode of Monday Morning Coffee with Christine. Read, watch, listen. I am so thrilled to not only be at Pop 54 Art Gallery, but I actually have one of the resident artists joining me today, Jamie Rice. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I can't believe the way this worked out. And she is gonna give us her recommendation for her read, watch, and listen. We're gonna start with your read.
My read?
Your read, she is recommending one of my favorite authors and spiritual leaders. You wanna tell us what it is?
Yeah, so anything by Deepak Chopra. My favorite of his is The Path to Love, or The 7 Spiritual Laws for Success. They both teach you just kind of how to stay open and go with the flow of the universe and kind of go, just be open to things that come along your way. So,
how long have you been aware of Deepak Chopra?
I actually didn't have any interest in Deepak, even though those topics were kind of interesting to me until a few years ago. I found them, like, somebody asked me how I knew all this stuff, and he said, can you tell me one book that would kind of tell me all this? And I couldn't think of it. So I actually found him online. I was against it. He was mentioned on Oprah.
Yeah.
It sounded new agey. I wasn't really into that. But I read the little, what they were about, and I found one, and then I decided to read it myself. And it kind of, even though we kind of all have our little philosophies that, just get us through, everyone's a little spiritual. The way he described it just kind of set everything like a key together, just clicked better. So
it was like he was saying what you had wished you had been able to say to them when they were asking. Yeah. One thing I love about him is the words. I've never heard anyone else use the words wisdom traditions. So many people want to talk about all of the similarities between all of the religions and the things that they share, but it starts getting kind of weird, like you don't want to speak ill of any of them. I love the way he'll always reference and say the wisdom tradition. Most wisdom traditions say,
Yeah, because they all start out with some form of enlightenment, and then we're the ones that bring anything negative with our egos. We add all that to it, but the original ideas are all very pure.
Love.
All love.
Love.
Love is,
and
that's The Path to Love specifically. That book, he's, love, we are love, we are God, that they're all one and the same. That's when you really get what that means, then you kind of can't go wrong with any religion.
I love that. What was the title of the one?
The Path to Love.
The Path to Love, very cool. Thank you. So that is her recommended read for this week. Next, we're gonna move into what she is recommending that you watch. Kind of interesting to me. It was kind of a blanket. Coen brothers, anything they've done, you want to tell us about why you love them?
Well, I mean, the Coen brothers, again, there's something that they're kind of a cult. They have a cult following. They have a lot of layers of thought, everything they do. My favorite one, I guess, is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It's like kind of based on the Odyssey. So it's just this big journey they're going through, and we're all going through a journey. We don't know why or even, and you get set back, and he really touches that really well in a modern kind of funny sort of way. So, and all of his have that little just edgy, kind of funny. The Big Lebowski is a huge, everyone knows that one. It's super popular. It's just, but they're thoughtful. They're intelligent.
Sometimes I have to watch them twice. Before I even know what I just saw.
Yeah, and you get the details next time. And you get the references.
Right, and then the third or fourth time you can just watch it for fun.
Yeah, because I can't watch a regular movie. I have to do them in 15-minute intervals, just take a break. But these you can watch. You have to pay attention to.
Very cool. So that is her watch recommendation. Yeah. Anything the Coen brothers did. Gotta love that. And now we're going to talk about what Jamie is recommending that you listen to. Love this, because part of what Read, Watch, Listen is all about is getting artists a wider audience. I have never heard of them, and that's part of what I love. You want to tell us about your choice and why you chose it?
Yeah, so there's a rapper called Tech9. My brother used to try to get me to listen to it. He said, you need to hear this. He's talking about some cool stuff. He's really smart. He's got some things to say, and I couldn't be bothered at the time. I was busy and whatever. I just thought, I heard rap, and it was just kind of heavy sounding, and I thought, eh. But then my brother passed away, and then for 5 years I never, I just couldn't bring myself even to listen to it still. And then just now, last Christmas, a friend of mine was talking about him again, and you never hear this guy. You never hear about him too much in the mainstream. So I found the Tech9 CD, and then I had the friend telling me about it all the time, making me listen.
And I loved what you said earlier, that you got chills.
I did get the chills.
And we all know that
chills fall out of the box.
Means
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually hung it on my Christmas tree, the CD.
I love that.
But yeah, and then I went to a concert, and I realized he has a really positive message. It's not really gangster rap. It's not negative. His intention is to, just bring. It sounds angsty at first, but he's talking about things that make people feel empowered, feel positive. It is rap, so it's edgy in a way, but there's a sense of family going on. He's got this sense of empowerment. He's talking about religion. He's talking about politics, but not in your normal liberal arts sort of way where we're just complaining. He's empowering people. So, and it's all very, very good sounding. Lots of different sounds in there. He's been successful for like 30 years. Really strong career, really strong following.
Love that. And you said that he's making a crazy living at it. He's
Yeah,
just spreading a
successful.
beautiful empowerment message about positivity and
In a way. I mean, it
touching
doesn't
lives.
initially sound that way, but you
Right,
definitely
right.
hear it when you listen.
I love that. So
Yeah.
stay with it. If you discover Tech 9, go. Is it Tech 9 or
It's Tech
9?
9, and it's spelled funny, so it's like there's a 9 instead of an I, the number 9. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay. So look for
yeah.
Tech 9 and take a while, let it settle in.
Yeah.
And that is her recommendation. Thank you so much for joining Jamie Rice and me for this week's edition of Monday Morning Coffee with Christine. And I will see you next week.